this just says when it was pulled. The permits were pulled. And then, so the new things though that are online that we introduced since we took office are in red. See, the next one is current taxes also. And I don't know if you know, you can go back, you can go to current taxes, you can go down, and you can go through the prior years. You can scroll down on that. Click that right corner, Melly, or yes, my right corner on the screen. Yeah, right here. See, you want to click it, and you can go back several years. You can go all the way back to 2008 or 2006 and actually see all the prior taxes. So if you really want to explain to someone, and if someone ever tells you, no, I really don't think Lucas County property taxes have ever increased drastically, you can go back and do a historical review of really how much property taxes have increased on your particular property that you own. Just in case you're extremely, bored and you have nothing else to do. So the new tools, though, are very important. The tax distributor. Many times, one of the number one questions that I received when I became auditor was, where are all my taxes going? Why are my taxes going up? So what we did is we created a handy-dandy tool that if you just scroll down a little bit more so they can see the middle of the screen, perfect. But we created a handy-dandy tool that broke down by percentage and down to the penny exactly where your property taxes are going. So you can make informed decisions as a voter in Lucas County on where your dollars are going and whether or not you wish to choose to support those levies. You have the general fund budget that Lucas County receives, you have the metro parks, you have mental health and recovery, you have developmental disabilities, you have children's services, you have the Port Authority, you have the zoo improvement, the zoo operating, 911, telephone, senior services, metro parks, land. So metro parks has one for the land, and then they have one just to operate their actual administrative office. And then we have Science and Natural History, which is Imagination Station. Then you have the City of Toledo, who has a collection. Then you have the police, Toledo Pension has a collection. Toledo Firemen have a pension attached to your property taxation. You have the Toledo Lucas County Library that gets a cut. You have Tartar that gets a cut. And then the largest part of your property tax bill does go to school funding. And we have that broken down to general fund that they actually get, the bond retirement for any of their building constructions, their permanent improvement facility, which is another levy that helps maintain the recent structures that were, I think, built in 2005. That levy was passed. And then you have alley cleaning District 2, Then you have the special assessments. You have the mosquito, and these are directly added to your tax bill through the city that you live in. This parcel is in the city of Toledo. So if you have questions, a lot of individuals will tell me, where's the increase at? And we can go right back to each bill and break it down to you where the tax increase occurred. It's not magic. It's a complicated formula that we have simplified, but we can get right down to where the increase occurred and why. And so in this situation, if for some reason the city were to increase the mosquito assessment, the street services for our beautiful streets. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. The lights that you have on your streets, the tree maintenance that you have, and in this particular district too, the alley cleaning for this particular property. And then that brings their total taxation down to, for a total year, we have it broken down to the half and the full. So that's something we introduced. So anytime you're wondering what my current taxes are, And then if a new levy is going to be placed on the ballot, you can go to the next tool that we created. Many individuals said, I don't live in that magical $100,000 home. I live in a $87,000 home. So what is this levy really going to cost me if it passes? So we created a tool that is the levy estimator. You can go all the way down. And this levy passed on 3/6/2012, and that was the renewal of the Toledo City income tax.
Is that correct? Yeah.
And this represents a renewal of the city 0.75% income tax. And basically, we put it there, even though it doesn't have to do directly with your bill. This is one that's unique, obviously. But we base any levy that's going to be passed, we put it on there. For your real estate bill, it's going to mean zero. It's going to be a zero increase because clearly it's based on an income tax. But if any levy is proposed for this fall, and I can guarantee you there's going to be about 20 levies. I bet there's going to be, I don't know what levies, but usually they don't come out until the summer to where they're coming to meet with us to get the actual numbers, to place the information on the ballot for the November election. So, and then again, underneath there you have the prior taxes tool, and I've already explained that to you. You can go back several years, and we've already explained that. And then the next one, so this is just basic information that is easily accessible, and if you haven't had time, just play with it a little bit and call us and we can navigate that with you. I want to go back down to the sales report. That's the latest tool we provided to the public. So we're going to pull all the sales in this area that does not include condominiums, because we are not dealing with a condominium. So the no condominium report. And so when citizens want to know why their value will be going up or down, and most likely they will be going down, but they can go to sales in the area, and you really want to try to compare yourself to a property that's similar in size. These looks like they're empty lots with a zero total living area. And we go down further, you'll find what you have here. If you stop for a second, like for example, this property at the top row, 3410 Gladstone, you're going to have the address, you're going to have the total living area, the number of bedrooms is 3, the date it was sold is 2/02/2012, the amount that it went for was $13,334, and we're going to explain to you the type of sale that is. So in this particular situation, 3410 Gladstone was a sheriff's deal foreclosure. And then you see the next property, when it came back on the market, it was listed on the market, it looks like, for about a month and a half. 3410 Gladstone went back on the market, sold to somebody for $7,500, and it was a limited warranty deed. And then we can go back to the area's website. If you want to go to 3410 Gladstone, go back to the area's website. We're going to look up this property and we're going to find out who sold it and who purchased it. 3410 Gladstone. Was it anybody in this room? Just in case you want me to use another example. So let's go to transfers underneath there. And it's going to pop up, and it looks like Federal National Mortgage Association sold it to Anita Clark, or Shalonda, oh, I need glasses. Anita Clark, and it sold for $7,500. So it looks like somebody purchased it straight from the bank. Somebody purchased it straight from the bank, and that would probably be considered not an arm's length transaction because you saw the immediate sale, and so we would probably, you know, it'd be a lot hard convincing to say that that was not a forced sale. For those of you who've heard my presentation before about what's an arm's length transaction, that wasn't on the market too long. Yes?
You can distinguish though if it's a short sale, right?
Yes.
You cannot distinguish.
We will ask.
Okay.
If you're challenging your value, we will ask those questions. And that's important that you put that for those of you who have challenged your value before, or for those of you, as we're going through the revaluation, we'll be issuing new numbers this summer. And you get your letter from us and you still think that that value is not right, and you have more additional information, 5 minutes, okay. We're trying to, this is the information and how we're trying to make our decisions on what the value should be and whether or not that sale is an arm's length transaction or not. Okay, let's go to the sales wizard. I have 5 minutes. You know, it's very hard to limit everything I want to say in 5 minutes, but I will try. Okay, we want to show, now this is a unique tool that we sell the disc traditionally for $10, but if Anna follows up with me and there are several people who want to buy that, we'll cut you a bulk rate, super bulk rate. I always get in trouble, right? So you agree to it. Okay, good. So we'll find a group rate for the members of Reia to reduce that significantly for the cost of the CD, and we won't make it look pretty. We'll just send it to you. But here in this situation, with this CD, for example, if you're considering investing in certain properties and you want to search for a square footage properties, let's go to square footage, and you want a square footage between 1,000 and 1,500, and you want them to be a duplex. Can you do a duplex search? And you want it to be two stories, and you want it to have and you want to know sale prices under 30,000. You want to find some deals, right? Let's see if anything like that exists in any sales going back to, how far does this go back? 1980. So, but let's limit the search to the last 3 years. Can we do that to the last 3 years? So we're going to only go back to 2000. No, let's just go back to last year. You can go. Let's go back to just the last year between 2012 and 2011. And yeah, 2012. Can you do 2012 and 2012? Because you're investors, right? You want to find good properties. You want to find properties that you can rent or fix up and then resell. So let's try to find some of those properties. So she's going to do a search. And if there's any that arise, this is going to, you have selected a large area to view sales, the sales. Yes, we want to continue. It's going to search and try to identify those.
Is that within a limited area, or is that answers on that, or within like a mile?
Can we go by area?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can go by area. And this is the CD, and I'm done. 2 minutes. And this is what we want. We don't want to rush. It's a lot. We wanted to give you an introduction. You're going to go do another. We couldn't find any properties with that description, but what do you want to do? West Toledo? And take out the 2 stories? And let's increase the price range. 20 to 2,000 to 30,000 is what we did on that. So we can increase. Just trying to find you a deal.
That's like 70% of my business.
That recently sold in the last year. So there we go. So what they've done now is they've identified those properties in that area. So let's say you're trying to find properties that may have recently sold or are listed still, or you just want to try to figure out where the properties are selling. You can do very detailed searches with this CD. And we can give you a class which lasts about how long? At least an hour, but it's very in-depth, and it's just a way to really keep track of information as we upload it into our CDs and make it available to you. You had a question, sir?
If you click on those highlighted properties, will that bring that particular property up on the screen?
Yes. And so there's different types of searches you can do, and a lot of investors, commercial realtors use this, particularly when they're trying to identify property for clients for commercial, industrial properties, and they're trying to do specific searches of property types that they want. She's going to cut me off and then yes.
Really, I think this is as important as to showing actually increased values. Our problem is we have appraisals that are killing them. We're saying house isn't worth that value. We don't have the mechanism to fight it, to do the search. Try to do the same thing.
Do you want your value to increase?
Yes.
Good, good.
No, seriously, because say I'm flipping a house, I bought it for $20,000, selling it for $70,000. The first thing appraiser says, oh, you did put $40,000 value. The neighborhood's not worth it. This is a great tool for saying, yeah, well, this house over here sold for that, this house over there sold for that. It helps us prove the value. That's where the real value of this comes, because this is up to date by quarter. That's powerful.
Good, good. We're glad we're, as long as we help one individual, then we, every day, our goal is at least to make a difference in one person's life. Yes?
So Anita, the information is on the CD, it's not connected to the area's website.
That's right.
How do you stay current?
Every 3 months, we update that, and you can request a new CD. Now, if we believe that there's going to be a number of people who may be interested in this, we can make arrangements with Reia to get that to you, somehow at a cheaper rate, since you're members and you're constantly users of it.
So every quarter you buy a new CD?
Yes.
Okay.
And maybe we can just do a bulk rate. If we know we're going to sell so many, that we can do a bulk rate and negotiate it, twist my finger to, name the price.
It's an updated CD, so you throw the last one away when you get the new one, right? You don't have.
Yes, is that correct? Yes, yes. And you can give those back to us. Maybe you collect those here at the meeting and bring those back to us. Oh, I'm sorry. The question was, every time you get an updated CD, then you can basically throw away the old CD. And correct? And so you can do that every quarter. And a lot of the larger realtors or the commercial realtors, they'll do that. And we can just, somehow make it available and you. Thank you very much. Sorry, I wish we had more time, but.
To see me? Yeah. Did you mark me in? Pick two.
If anyone has any questions, we'll get back to you.
Is that a person?